Hey everybody, Jeff here, and welcome back to the carbuyingtipscom channel here on YouTube. Well, today we have a great video for you. We are showing you an awesome $95,000 Ford Mustang that just came in off the truck at our friend's Ford dealership. So he called us up to come take a look at this thing. And so we're going to show you here the very rare 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, which is the fastest production Mustang that Ford has ever built. So let's get right into it, folks, because we're going to show you the walkthrough around it, the inside, the engine, and we're going to go through all of the specs on it and show you what makes this car worth $95,000 and why some people are paying a $25,000 premium over the sticker price at many Ford dealers. So our friends up at Mullinax Ford up in North Palm Beach, Florida, they were able to score one of these golden ticket, very rare catches, even though most Ford dealers can't even order one right now. I think this is due to the fact that they are the #1 Ford dealer in probably maybe all of Florida. I think it's at least South Florida. But having that kind of sales volume certainly helps, in my opinion. This 2020 Ford Shelby GT500 Coupe is a 2-passenger sports car. This is the racing package. So they've removed the back seat out of this car, and you are not allowed to put it back in. Okay, this has a 5.2-liter supercharged V8 with a Tremec 7-speed dual clutch. So in addition to this being the fastest production Mustang that Ford has ever made, let's take a look at what makes this car so expensive. So first of all, we have this $70,300 base price. Then you add on top of that the $24,000 in options. And then you can see here $1,195 destination charge. So that makes the total cost of this car $95,595. And remember, in many dealers, people are paying thousands of dollars over a sticker to get this because it's such a rare golden ticket type item. Okay, now, one of the things here is we take a look at the optional equipment and what makes it so expensive. You have this carbon fiber track package that's $18,500. So what happens is you have a lot of exposed carbon fiber everywhere, that rear spoiler, you've got the stuff on the back, you've got the wheels, folks. These wheels are carbon fiber wheels. They are not metal wheels, they are not aluminum, they are not alloy, they are carbon fiber, which is, somewhat common in racing cars, and that's how they get the weight down. And believe it or not, they said, Ford Performance told us that these wheels are actually even stronger than the metal. And let's not forget that it's also got these Recaro leather trimmed seats. Those are probably worth a couple of thousand each. And you also get a $3,000 technology package with speakers and traffic alert and a navigation system. Oh, but here's the gotcha, folks. Here's the big gotcha. You're paying a gas guzzler tax of $2,600. Why? Because the fuel economy on this car is only 12 miles per gallon in the city and 18 miles per gallon on the highway. So because of that, you got to pay that fuel tax. Oh, that's going to bite. But hey, I mean, it's a racing car. What did you expect? Ford Motor Company was always founded on racing technology and transfer for the road to the race and from the race to the road. So they kind of work back and forth here. So they're not just a car company that on occasion builds a race car at a loss, with a unique architecture. They're using the technology back and forth and between the track platforms as well. So here you can see they've taken this track platform and put it right onto the street. This has the largest hood vent Ford has ever produced, also on here. And what's interesting is under the hood is a shield that kind of protects everything, I guess, for the rain. And when you take it out onto the track, you remove this shield. And here is some video that we shot last year up at the Barrett-Jackson auction. So this is right when Ford Performance announced this Ford GT500, the Shelby Mustang. And it was interesting that they announced it there for us because Craig Jackson, who is the CEO of Barrett-Jackson, and he's fairly well off, he already owns a 2005 Ford GT, and he owns the 2017 Ford GT. And those cars are like a couple of $100,000 a piece. And he told us there that he's actually in line to get the VIN number 001 of these 2020 Ford Shelby GT500 vehicles. So here is the orange version of the racing package for this Shelby GT500. And man, you should have seen the crowds of people that were gathered around it once the Barrett-Jackson auction got underway there last year. So this 2020 GT500 is powered by that hand-built Predator engine. That's a V8. So this Shelby GT500 produces a jaw-dropping 760 horsepower with 625 pound-feet of torque, which explains why it gets so little gas mileage, right? And also, there's actually one that's a little bit more powerful now. So they also have a 2020 Shelby GT500 SE, which has an additional 40 or so horsepower. So as we look at the front end of this GT500, just remember that Ford Performance told us that the front end cooling design of this vehicle, with the larger total intake, square footage, and the additional cooling system components, increases the airflow by 50% compared to the airflow rating on the smaller sibling Shelby GT350 model. Okay, so these modifications allow the GT500 to extract the extra 230 kilowatts of engine heat when you have the accelerator all the way down on the floor. So they claim that's enough power to heat a dozen homes. That's pretty amazing stuff there. And there's also an auxiliary engine radiator and a dual thermostat system. So that gives us additional thermal capacity during those high demand driving situations, right? And by the way, that spoiler on the back, that carbon fiber spoiler, that can be adjusted for road height or for track height as well. Now, one interesting thing about the tires that come on this 2020 Ford Shelby GT500 is that they're super, super soft rubber, because that's, after all, that's what a racing car is. They use that soft rubber. And these are so soft that I can push it in with my fingernail and it just leaves an indent there. That's amazing how soft these are. I can't imagine these getting any kind of good mileage on them at all. You're probably going to be going through these tires like crazy if you bring it out to the track. It's hard to believe even that this car is street legal. So this particular Ford Mustang GT500 was already purchased by somebody, so this belongs to a customer. So we weren't really allowed to do a whole lot with it. They just parked it out front, opened it up for us for 5 or 10 minutes, and let us shoot some video and pictures. Okay, now feast your eyes on the size of these discs, folks. These have got to be a record, if not close to it. And then also notice how the front wheels here have this coating on there, which also helps dissipate heat. You know, you're almost starting to see space shuttle like technology on these wheels. So Ford claims that this rear wing adds up to 550 pounds of rear downward force when you're traveling at 180 miles an hour. So the question of the day is, would you pay $95,000 plus, of course, several thousand more on top of that to get the fastest Mustang Ford has ever produced? Let us know down in the comments below.